you can always tie these things together, right? Which is the desire of a random Grok user to, like, I don't know, take a woman posting like, hey, I finished my PhD today, and being like, you're naked now. I control you still. It's that, again, that libidinal desire to see the domination of a hated or detested person, but realized instantly, right? It's the same thing with, you're in the way of my car, you will be killed now. I want Greenland. I want Venezuela, but I just don't want it. I want to be seen to be taking it. I don't just want that. I want your humiliation, and the sort of, again, like coterie of rapists and degenerate gamblers that I've surrounded myself with are all going to oink and honk and clap in appreciation, because ultimately that is the orgy. That's what they're doing.
There was a weird moment amidst all of this from perhaps the weirdest fascist of all, Donald Trump himself, where after having sort of lied about it fairly sort of obviously and flagrantly, and said that the sort of ICE agent who had murdered this woman was sort of like had been run over and was in the hospital, right? Which is not even close to what happened. He wasn't even sort of like hit by the car. Some journalist actually showed him the video, and he was sort of like briefly stunned to silence, and then said that he didn't like to watch it, and that it wasn't good to look at. And that struck me in the same way as the sort of ending scene of The Zone of Interest of it has become too real in that moment. And I don't anticipate that this will change anything, but it's just such an interesting parallel that for all of these people, this is a sort of a fun, sadistic game until it isn't, and it's too late, right? And sort of, I'm least concerned about them in this, but one of the things that they are doing here is sort of imperiling their own souls, right? They're sort of like casting themselves into sort of like nothingness with this.
I think that's a pretty good place, more or less, to end that segment and move on.
Yeah. So Riley, if I wanted, because I love AI, Riley. I love it so much. You can't spell Abigail without AI. If I wanted an AI that wasn't going to show me child pornography, could you recommend one to me?
I absolutely could recommend that you check out Pickle. You gotta look into Pickle.
I'm actually looking into getting rid of my Pickle, but go on.
All right, here we go. The Levy review has something to say about that. We're talking Pickle here. So this is something that has caused a bit of a stir in the sphere of like technology watchers and sort of startup watchers, where there's a company that was founded by a doctor who moved from Korea to the United States, a guy by the name of Daniel Park. And he said, you know what we need? Too much computing is about the brain. We need soul computing. We need to announce the era of soul computing.
James Brown has announced the era of soul computing.
The hardest working man in the tech industry. So they are crafting personal intelligence designed to amplify human agency, and it helps shape the life you want.
I don't just feel good. I feel great.
Yeah, I don't just feel empowered. I feel agentic. And questions that can't be answered without knowing everything about what you've been through, Pickle OS is where they belong. For a life that's better in every dimension, we need an intelligence that sees with you, remembers your life, learns to understand you. A new soul.
I am the intelligence that sees my life and learns to understand me. I have a soul already. Why would I need to buy one?
Yeah, I was going to say, it's because I wasn't using the original one, right? That's the sort of marketing. And again, if you sort of view this as a sort of long cultural project of sort of eager self-annihilation, right, then sort of marketing a sort of replacement part, I can see that making a lot of sense to people, sure.
Well, I only got my soul in my mid-20s. It's still fresh. It doesn't have a lot of miles on it.
So, unlike other souls, this one has an aluminium form factor that was designed in California. It is a pair of glasses.
Yeah, it's a pair of glasses. They look like shit, by the way. It says they're like sculpted to suit every face, but it doesn't seem like they're sculpted to fit any faces, actually.
Yeah, so I love that it's like, it's an AR glasses that will remember your life with you.
It's pop-ups. It's pop-ups.
Yeah,
it's glasses that give you pop-ups while you're doing things in the day that it's like, I'm at the store and it might be like, maybe you should buy that thing for Nova. And I'm just like, great, thanks. Now I've just like banged my shin off a fucking display table because you fucking put a pop-up in my eyes, you piece of shit.
Yeah, and to like expose this to the sort of modern world with its sort of like ills, it's sort of like, I hate when I see ICE gun someone down in the street and then for the next week all my like AR glasses are recommending me as more videos of people getting gunned down in the streets, like Amazon's TV recommending algorithm.
Yeah, or it's like, oh, this is exactly what you don't like. You should avoid watching people get gunned down in the street. So it's this thing, right, where it's these glasses that hear and see everything you hear and see. Also, I love their disclaimer, which is like, don't rely on any of this.
Yeah, they have a thing about generative AI that's just like, yeah, it might be incorrect.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
I mean, obviously the next advance from this is Team Fortress 2 Pyrovision, where like you sort of like see someone get gunned down by ice, but you perceive that as something quite nice happening. You know, it gets a nice gloss over it.
Oh, that's a deep, that is definitely on this, that's definitely computer lab memory for me. Watching it. So the example is, based on all my memories and work logs, be honest, what am I doing wrong? What's my biggest weakness? And then it's like thinking, searching all related bubbles.
$300 for this bullshit is your biggest weakness.
So wait. Presumably this also turns you into a sort of like walking recording setup in the sense.
Yes.
You are recording every conversation you have. That's then going to an AI.
Yeah.
That is then telling you that your biggest weakness is that you're washed and chopped and so on.
Yeah. You're washed and chopped. You'll never serve.
That's why I have a YouTube comment section.
That's a November joke I'm taking there for you.
I don't need a fucking pop-up that tells me to kill myself. I get thousands of them every day.
So the idea is, and again, by the way, this thing is fake. It's not real.
It's also like the benefit, the value add is it's not just telling you to kill yourself. It's telling you to kill yourself informed on your own sort of visions and memories and activities, right? And it's like, that's what I have intrusive thoughts for.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly capable of remembering embarrassing things that I've done.
Yeah, I have interiority. I don't need to buy it and wear it on my face.
So this is also like the, I'll get into the sort of the fakeness of this thing later, but at least what it claims.
It's sort of every AI thing we do, we have to talk about it on two levels. One, the level on which it would be bad if it worked, and then second, the level in which it doesn't work at all.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's amazing for getting episode length. Honestly, it's the best thing about the AI revolution. So it says, thinking, searching all related bubbles. Bubbles are like pieces of information that it takes in. Oh, you bought a gym membership, yoga app, protein powder. That's it surveying your whole email. Also, it's connected to your habit tracker and your morning run. It's connected to your Google searches and so on. And so it says,
so some kind of pansexual opticon, if you will.
I have analyzed your behavior patterns over the last 3 years, and the data is clear. Your biggest weakness is over-optimization. 1, you try to buy discipline rather than have it. According to your expense log, you spent $450 on a Garmin watch and a masterclass subscription last month. However, you only visited the gym 4 times.
I'm sort of clutching my glasses to my face and rolling around in agony as it tries to do like Jocko Willink motivation shit on me. I mean, I guess that is an easy kind of cold read that, you know, you spend too much money trying to optimize your shit from the thing that you spent too much money on because you thought it would optimize your shit. Like that's sort of baked in.
Yeah, but this is by just like LLMs reflect the personalities of the people that make them, right? This is also why like ChatGPT is such a fucking slime ball and why Grok is such a pervert.
Yeah.
And this is, again, like, these products are reflective of the priorities of the people who design them. And the people who design these are fucking like lizard people from Silicon Valley who are just like, well, yeah, of course I weigh every shit.
What if
Obviously.
I had this like secrets of the fucking CEO guy in my head all the time?
Yeah, so they say it's basically a living memory system beyond remembering everything.
So are you. So is everyone. Like,
yeah, that's why I have a memory.
No. It says, you sought this kind of clarity in excerpt from Walden, noting that life is frittered away by detail and you need simplicity. So it's like you read a book and then
I just highlight my books. When I read the book and there's a bit that I like, I highlight it or I copy it out and I write it down. Like I have a little fucking notebook full of things that I think are like worth revisiting and thinking about. And then I store those things in my head, in my brain.
Cool. But what if, let me sell you on this. What if, because all your interiority has been externalized into some glasses, your interiority can be outsourced and then you become a pure consumer making choices based on a service that has outsourced your interiority. So you don't have to remember what Walden meant to you. It remembers it for you.
I don't want to remember everything perfectly. The whole point of memories is that like you go back to them and like stones on the beach. The more you revisit them, the more they're smoothed, and the more the happy ones remain, and the more the sad ones are kind of eroded down into just the sand of the background radiation of my fucking consciousness.
So speak for yourself. I get the embarrassing ones just as clearly.